Excelsior, my mighty Marvelites, and welcome to Watch Us Lose, where tonight we're taking a break from losing to Eldritch Horrors to play Marvel's Champions. I'm Rob, and I'm here with my friend Eric. Hey, Eric, how you doing?
Hello, Rob. I'm Eric, and I'm here with my friend Rob.
There we go.
Just got to cover all the bases there.
It's been a little while since we played this,
It has been a while, yes.
and hopefully we're going to get most of the rules right. And I
You,
sent you a list of the different characters that we could choose from.
yes.
And who did you choose?
I picked Rocket Raccoon after we had a long discussion about the Captain Marvels that exist. I said, "All right, I'm thinking about as far as anything I can get from any of that. I'll pick the talking raccoon." So that's how we ended up there.
So I have
And
his.
I wanted when so I will say something about this game, and something that I learned last time I played is that sometimes characters had alternate identities. And I was like, well, Rocket Raccoon is just Rocket Raccoon. How does he have an alternate identity? And I actually took a look at the card, and the front card is when he's fixing things and calm. And then if you flip the card, the Rocket Raccoon's alternate identity is when he's pissed off. So
Yes.
that's I accept that. That was a weird choice, but yeah, that makes a certain amount of sense once you think about it.
So for folks watching at home, such as Bill, hi Bill.
Hi,
Um,
Bill.
Eric, you chose this. I went with Nebula. We're using the starter packs. We're not doing any special builds, and we both have absolutely no idea how these characters work or play. We're basically seeing them for the first time live. Does that sound about right to you, Eric?
That sounds exactly what we're doing. Yes.
All right. So why don't you tell us what Rocket's deal is, or what's his abilities?
Okay, so Rocket Raccoon, um, in his regular identity, has a recovery of 3. That means he can, and I'm not going to remember everything from the game, so you're going to have to help me on some of
Yep.
this. But that means he can heal for 3, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And he has the tinkering action. And basically, any tech you control, you can discard and draw 2 extra cards.
That's not
That's
bad.
limit once per round. His alternate identity, Rocket Raccoon Pissed Off, he's not that powerful. He has a 2 thwart, a 1 attack, and a 1 defense. So he's not that beefy. But anytime he deals damage to an enemy, he draws an extra card. So it seems like his deal is drawing a bunch of cards. So I don't know what that means quite yet, but we'll see how that works.
we'll, we'll figure it out. And so, because I like to play thematically, as much as I was tempted to go with Groot, because, why wouldn't you?
Yep. Yeah.
I decided to give Gamora a shot. Um, and so she has some neat stuff here. Normally, in this game, characters are built with some cards that are unique to them, and then they choose from one of 4 aspects. There we go. One of 4 aspects, such as Rocket, I'm pretty sure is playing with the aggression aspect.
Okay.
um, I actually can't tell what aspect Gamora is built with, because she can include up to 6 attack and or thwart events to the deck from aspects other than your chosen aspect. So she has attack and thwarts from all over the place, which makes her very versatile, I hope. And
Hmm.
as an action in her alter ego form, she can look at the top card of your deck. If that card's an attack or thwart event, go ahead and draw it. That's when she's not in fighting mode, but when she is, She has two abilities which are basically the same after you play an attack event or after you play a thwart event. Remove one threat from a scheme or remove or deal one damage to an enemy. So again, that sort of goes with her flexibility. Even when she's thwarting, she can do damage. Even when she's doing damage, she can thwart. So hopefully that's going to help us out. Because our opponent today is Drang. Have you ever heard of Drang?
Drang? No.
Neither have I.
These I swear, when Marvel got to the cosmic side of things, editors just went on vacation. They just said, "Yeah, do whatever."
I'm
just
not
draw,
sure editors were ever in the building.
Just draw Kirby Crackle and do whatever you feel like. Because I who the heck is Drang? After Drang screams, resolve a Badoon ship charge up ability. A Badoon ship. Okay. So Thrang's ability is after he thwarts, or at least the level one. After Drang's schemes, resolve a Badoon ship charge up ability, and he schemes anytime that we can't attack him. Is that correct?
Right. So when it's his turn to activate in the villain phase, if we're in our alter ego form, he schemes instead of attacking us.
Okay. So, yeah. Okay. And so if he schemes, charge up ability, place one barrage counter here. So his Badoon ship, every time he schemes, you place a barrage counter here. If there are 4 or more barrage counter here, deal 2 indirect damage to each player and remove all barrage counters. So that sucks. He just kills us from space.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
He's mean. Okay.
And so his phase 1 is going to start at 26 health. He does have the Badoon ship, but that's okay because we have a ship of our own, the Milano. Now, It's actually not that cool.
I would rather have his ship. Can we trade?
Well, it's cooler than it looks, and we'll get to that in a moment.
Yes.
So whoever is the first player is going to take control of the Milano. And that player can choose to exhaust the Milano in order to generate a wild resource for any player. But we're going to find out we're probably not going to be using that ability of it a whole lot.
Okay.
Because...
what else to do?
Well, So while we're trying to defeat Drang and do damage to him, Drang is going to be launching a terrestrial invasion. So this first card describes how to set up the scenario. But then the second, I'm going to grab and flip this, is the invasion card itself. As a forced response, after resolving step 1 of the villain phase, resolve the Badoon ship's charge up ability. So that's going to be happening a lot, actually. But the first player gets an action to exhaust the Milano to remove 3 threat from this scheme. Now, that's going to be helpful because we're going to start at 2 threat per player, which for the 2 characters is 4. And as soon as there is 8 threat on that dial, we will go to the second part of the scheme. There are only 2 parts to the scheme, so we have to keep an eye on this threat, or else it's gonna fill up real quick. And that's why we'll probably won't be using the Milano for the energy, but rather to get rid of this threat every turn so we can do other stuff. So Drang here is part of the Galaxy Most Wanted expansion, which has a campaign mode. And it's sort of the galaxy, or the cosmic marvel, as it is often called. He is the first scenario in this campaign, so I assumed he'd be relatively straightforward and easy. I might be wrong about that. I might be very wrong about that.
We'll see.
But we'll find out. So, I think that's everything to get started. Any questions before we get into it?
No, but I will have as I go along. Sure. Just looking at this board, I completely forgotten how to play. So, yeah. There will be more questions.
All right. So, first thing we're going to do is draw our hands. If we take a look at our characters, at the bottom has the hand size. So we're going to draw up to that. I think it's 6 for both of us.
Okay, hand size. So we just draw out 6, right?
Yep. And you can hover and hit 6 if that helps as well.
I can do what?
You can hover over the deck and hit the number 6, and it'll come into your hand.
So,
but then we were laying these out last time. That's why you're doing that. Do what you do.
Okay. What? Okay, I've got to see. Next time I got to do what the heck you're doing, because you look all pretty and I look like a disaster.
So you're a trick. Go ahead and flip that one back over.
Okay.
Highlight them all.
Highlight them all.
Click and hold one of them, and type 1. Oh. And now F to flip them all over.
Wow. That's all. Whoa, wow, that's all efficient.
Yep.
I should probably move it so it looks like yours here.
Yeah, I would recommend that too.
Okay.
All right. So, some things to know about the cards that you've drawn is you've drawn your copy of Groot, which is a good thing because there are a couple cards in your deck which have the keyword teamwork and Groot on them.
Okay.
You can only play those cards if Groot is in play. So that would either be if you have the ally out or if I were playing Groot.
Huh. Okay. Enters play with 2 charge counters. Okay. So the first one I have is a battery pack, and that charges other tech, whatever that means. The next one I have is Groot, and he is an ally that can help me out. And so the cost of these is up in the corner?
In the top left corner, that's correct. And you pay them
3.
Yes, so Groot costs 3, and you pay them by using the energy at the bottom left. So all of these down here provide 1 energy, and there are different types which sometimes matter but rarely does. But you also have the strength card, which provides 2 energy.
Yeah.
But that's all it does.
Okay, yeah. So it's always balancing, trying to figure out what you want to pay for. Okay, so I have Groot. He costs 3. Battery pack costs 1. I have Looking for Trouble, and this is a thwart. So this is a hero action thwart.
Right. So hero action means you have to be in your hero form.
Yep. And a thwart means it's adding to a thwart. Is that correct?
No. It means so there are certain things like there might be effects that prevent you from thwarting. And we can thwart as part of a basic action on our hero form. But we can also thwart by playing a card with, in parentheses, thwart. And so if something was stopping you from thwarting, such as if you were confused, I think, or stunned, not stunned, stunned is attack. But if there's something that says you cannot thwart, it means that you can neither take the basic thwart action, nor can you play a card that has thwart in parentheses. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Awesome. Likewise, into the fray is an attack card. And so if you were stunned and were not able to attack, you wouldn't be able to play into the fray either.
Yeah. Into the fray. Okay, so I discard, and this discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until you discard a minion. Put that minion into play, engage with you, remove 3 threat from the main screen. So this is basically go through, get a minion and attack it to get an extra strong thwart, because Rocket's thwart is 2. So that would give me a 3 thwart. Is that basically?
That's basically it. And so Rocket having the thwart of 2, I don't know how.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then you could pair it with Into the Fray. So go ahead and read that.
Into the Fray, deal 6 damage to a minion. For each point of excess damage dealt, remove 1 threat from the main screen. So that's pretty cool.
Especially if you pair it so with the thwart, at the moment there are no minions.
Yeah.
So you could use the looking for trouble to get a minion there, take off 3 threat, and then deal 6 damage to the minion, and the extra would also get rid of threat. So that's not a horrible combo.
Yeah, but that's expensive to play.
That is expensive to play.
I don't think that's going to happen right now. But anyway.
So the first choice you get to make in the game is, do you want to mulligan any of these cards, discarding them and drawing new ones?
Cool. That's an interesting thing. Wouldn't it make sense to mulligan all the cards that I am going to use to power stuff anyway, hoping for something better?
That is a reasonable thing to do. The reasons you might not want, because then you're going to have to choose between 2 good things to spend.
But it's better to have options.
Sure.
And I might get another 2. So I am going, all of these red cards in the center I was going to use to power stuff, so I am going to get rid of them. Does that make sense?
Sure.
And is there a way to collect them all together, some key trick or something?
You could highlight them and hit G for group.
I can highlight them and hit G. Ah, there we go.
And
then I gotta hold down, and I'm putting it down here.
Let's try in the middle. Let's see if we have room.
I don't think. You are vastly overestimating my skill to place things in this stupid. Good. Okay, so now I go over the deck. I press 3.
Yep.
And
that was interesting.
Crazy. Okay, so that was less than ideal. What is the thing to get them all together again?
Highlight them. Highlight them all.
Yeah.
Click and grab one of them, and type 1.
1.
You could actually type any number, and it would set up rows.
Okay. All right. So that didn't help much. I just got other battery packs. But whatever.
Right. So So in answer to an earlier question about those charge counters, so your Rocket's pistol enters with 3 charge counters on it, and it is restricted, which means a thing.
I see.
Page 10. I think that means... Let's see what that means. You cannot control more than 2 restricted cards in play at a time.
Okay.
But normally, if you run out of charges on it, I think. Maybe not. I guess not. I'm thinking of other cards. So you need to spend those charges in order to use it. And the battery pack would let you put charges back onto it.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to take a quick look at what I'm doing. And 2, 3, 4, 5. Why do I only have 5 cards? Did I not grab one? Oh, I put this here to measure distance. So... all right. So I like that. I like that. I like that. So I'm not going to bother shuffling. So we're going to go for it. And then do you want to be our first player, or would you like me to be?
I would like you to be the first player. That takes the pressure off of me, and we just delay my screwing up. So I'm perfectly happy with that.
All right. So the player phase reference. I'll actually bring this down here in case it helps. So in player, we're going to take turns in order. On your turn, you can play cards, trigger or request actions, use basic powers, change your form once, and then end your turn. So Gamora has in her alter ego, she can look at the top card of your deck, and if it's an attack or thwart, she can draw it. That doesn't exhaust her. Very few things do. So the top card of my deck is Momentum Shift, which is an attack. So I draw it. That gives me a little bit more stuff. Then she's going to use her once per turn change into the hero. So what was I going to do? I had a plan. So the first thing I'm going to do is play Set the Pace. Set the Pace is an event that costs 0, so I don't have to discard any cards to play it. It's a thwart. Remove 1 threat from a scheme. So I'm going to come up here and remove 1 threat from the main scheme because that's what we do to not lose.
Yeah.
Then I have Precision, a response. This is part of Gamora's abilities. After you play a thwart event, deal 1 damage to an enemy. Well, we've got an enemy. The only enemy that we've got is our villain Drang. So I'm going to smack him for 1 point, bringing him down to 25. Then I'm going to play Decisive Blow, which is another event, but this one's an attack. It costs 2 energy to play. So I'm going to use Genius, which provides 2 energy at the bottom left. So I'll discard that to use it for the energy. And hero attack action, deal 4 damage to an enemy, 7 damage instead if you have played a thwart event this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Wow. So that's impressive. I pretty much can sit up this game.
I don't know that that is true. I do not know that that is true. All right, so what else can I do? I could do another Set the Pace. I could heal damage, but we haven't taken any. What's our current scheme at? It's at
I don't
3.
know.
It's at 3.
Yeah.
So that's... All right. All right. All right. Here's what we're going to do.
Oh, you did all that? You still have a lot of stuff. Wow.
Yeah. So I'm going to play Hit and Run, which has an energy cost of 3. So I'm going to use all 3 of these to do that. So hero action, attack / thwart, deal 2 damage to an enemy, which brings him to 16.
Okay.
And then remove 2 threat from a scheme. So that brings the threat to the main scheme to a 1. So that gets rid of that. And I still haven't actually used Gamora. So I'm going to exhaust her to use a basic action. She has a thwart of 2, an attack of 2, and a defense of 2. That's not bad at all.
No, that's pretty good.
So I'm going to reduce the threat all the way to a 0. And that will end my turn.
Okay. How did you turn sideways? Just so I know how to do that when I have to.
So at the top of your screen, there's a guy lifting some weights, and there's like a number that's probably either 15, 60, or 90 or something.
Yeah, it says 90.
Okay. So then hover over Rocket Raccoon, and then if you hit Q, it will rotate one way. If you hit E, it will rotate the other way.
Okay. Thank you. This is How to Use Tabletop Simulator. All right. So, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spend strength. I'm going to spend into the fray that, deal a lot of damage, which is really nice, but
it's expensive. These are the choices we have to make.
It's expensive. And I'm going to spend follow through. When your hero attack deals any amount of damage of excess. When your hero attacks deal any amount of damage, excess damage, increase that amount by 1. What does that mean?
So some abilities let you basically trample, to use a magic term. Not many. But so if you did have something that lets you do, I can't remember what the term in this game is at the moment. Yeah. But there are some that'll let you hit a minion and then hit the villain as well, and so you would do even more when you did that.
All right. So I'm going to spend that because I don't have anything to synergize that, and I'm going to take out Groot.
All right.
So Groot enters play.
Yeah.
The battery pack is nice, but I think I'll just spend it to bring the pistol into play.
Yep. You probably have another one.
I probably have another one. If I don't, I don't. And so I'll bring that pistol into play. Did you use the Milano? Oh, wait.
I did not. Would you like to use it?
So that could let me keep one of these. I could keep into the fray.
All right. So the way this works is as you're about to take the action, one of the things you can do on your turn is request that I do a thing or take an action.
Yeah.
So you would say, hey, could you use the Milano?
Okay. So the first thing I'm requesting is advice. Because I got the battery pack. No, Into the Fray is better. Into the Fray, dealing 6 damage and removing threat, that's better. I'm keeping that. And I will spend the battery pack. If you would use the Milano, that would let me get my pistol out.
I will use the Milano.
Yeah, do that. All right. So I'll keep this down in my hand, and hopefully I can use it next round to do a lot of damage.
All right.
However,
so before you get to your however, you put the pistol into play, and so it needs 3 charge counters.
Right.
Which are going to be these things here.
Okay. So, and actually I'm just going to move them over to the side so I can read the card.
Yeah.
Okay. So, now I'm going to flip Rocket and not the charge counters.
Mm-hmm.
Into his attack form. He's better at thwarting than attacking, but I am going to use rockets to attack, and I will exhaust the pistol.
All right, so back up for a second, because we resolve each of these separately.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to use.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to use Rocket to attack, and his attack does 1 damage.
All right, so
when he attacks, after you deal excess damage to an enemy, draw 1 card.
All right, so you didn't.
What is excess damage?
So again, if you had used like Into the Fray. If you had dealt 6 damage to a minion for each point of over their hit points,
so that
would be the excess. Yeah.
Okay. So Rocket's really for minions. Okay. I'm going to then exhaust this gun, and I'm going to spend the counter.
Yep.
And then I will do 2 more damage.
All right.
And Groot isn't doing anything right now, right? And there's no current reason not to use Groot, right? There's no surprises.
Nope. Nah, I mean, we're going to get bad cards later, but we'll be untapped for that.
So I'll tap Groot, and I'll do 2 more damage.
All right, so you're going to do 2 more damage, and now he has those little bursts on him, which means that when he does an attack, he's going to take 2 damage himself.
Okay. But then there is response. After Groot defends against an attack, heal 2. Oh. So Groot is not good to attack with.
Oh no, because he'll be fine. It'll work out. So Groot's going to take 2 damage. He can take up to 6.
Yeah.
And he heals on his own when he defends.
Yeah.
And we have some other healing coming.
Okay. So that ends my turn. Time for the enemy to move. The game always starts off great, and then things go downhill. But we'll see.
Yeah, but this was a pretty solid great.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm feeling better about this.
This is a solid start. Well, you really
I had a good hand.
Thing out of the water. That was just impressive. It was just like, why am I even here? This is
Well, we're not done yet. So after all players have finished their turns, each player simultaneously, you can discard cards from your hand if you want to, draw up to your hand size, and then ready each of your exhausted cards. So in our hero forms, our hand size are typically smaller.
Mine is 5.
All right. So is mine.
I come here. I am doing something wrong, but whatever. Okay, so now I got 2 into the phrase. That's weird.
Well, so a couple into the phrase. Reload. Let's see. Boosters, boots. Max one. Hero interrupt. When you would take any amount of damage from an attack, exhaust booster boots and discard the top card of your deck. Prevent 1 of that damage.
That's not bad.
And salvage. Oh. So this is a resource card. It's worth 2 resources. A wild and a science. After you spend this card, put a tech upgrade from your discard pile on top of your deck. So,
Okay.
if you're spending a tech upgrade to pay for something, it's not necessarily going to go away. So, let's ready our cards. All right, so you're going to want to unselect something.
Yeah, I know.
And you might want to use E to flip the other way.
Okay. You're asking a lot of me.
There you go.
All right.
There you go. All right. So let me just see if I have any responses I need to pay attention to. So we got a couple resources with Keen Instinct. Another thwart, an attack, and a poorly timed power of aggression. All right. So
what is a... Okay. Got it. I was about to say, what is a tech upgrade? But a tech upgrade is any tech because they have upgrade in the corner label there.
Right. I guess in theory there could be a tech event or a tech resource maybe. But yes. So an upgrade is a type of card, tech is a keyword.
Yeah.
All right. So now we go into the villain phase. So we're going to place threat on the main scheme. According to the main scheme here, each turn we're going to add 2 threat per player. So we're going to go back to 4. Then, what else? Force response. After resolving step 1 of the villain phase, resolve the Badoon ship's charge up ability. So we're going to grab one of these and put it on the ship here. And that is that. That's step 1. Step 2 is the villain, and each engaged minion activates once per player in player order. If it's a hero, he's going to attack. If it's the alter ego, he's going to scheme. So Drang's attack is 2. It's going to start with me. I don't have anything particularly to block it. I could exhaust Gamora to defend, which would reduce the attack by 2, but would also leave her exhausted for the rest of the next round. So I'm not going to bother that. I think I'm just going to take the hit. So the villain attacks. He starts at a 2 and he draws a card to see if it has any boost. The boost is at the bottom of the card, and there aren't any symbols on this one. And so I only take 2 damage, which brings Gamora to 8. Next, Drang turns his attention to Rocket.
Okay. So Groot can defend, but he takes all the damage if he defends, correct?
He would take all the damage. He would then heal 2 of that damage. and
Yeah.
he would be tapped for the next turn.
Okay. So I may lose Groot, but I will use Groot to defend. Right?
That's what Groot's for, apparently.
Yeah. Although I wish he would heal one more, and then I draw a card from here, correct? In
That's
the encounter
correct.
deck. And I draw it, and
Mm-hmm.
I flip it, and then what do I read?
All right. So when you're using a card as a boost, you're only reading those red symbols at the bottom. For
Ah,
each of those red symbols, the attack or thwart is increased by 1.
okay. So Groot takes 4. He's at 4. Does that mean he's dead?
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
I might be wrong about that. If anyone watching knows, feel free to tell me.
So now he's down to 2. That's the wrong thing. Damage. 1, 2. So that's what we have here. Sorry, Groot. Looks like you're going to have to sacrifice yourself, and then we're going to have a whole bunch of baby Groots running around the planet.
Well,
You ever wonder about that from Guardians of the Galaxy? Like, Groot turned into this big tree, and they took one stick, and it grew into Groots, but does that mean there's like 100 baby Groots running around that planet? Because Groot was everywhere at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy. More than one stick was left.
this is one of those things that I choose not to think about.
Okay, well, see, I do.
All right. So we have successfully dealt with the villain attack. So now we're going to deal out an encounter card to each player. And we resolve them in player order. So, oh, this is awesome. All right, so we have a side scheme. Forced resolve bombardment. After resolving step 1 of the villain phase, resolve the Badoon ship's charge up ability. The first player action, exhaust the Milano to remove 3 threat from this scheme. So, it's going to start with no threat, or does it go the other way? It's been a while. So it's going to start with 6 threat, 3 for each player. And once we get it down to 0 threat, it will go away.
Okay. And what does it do? I did not follow that.
It just adds more counters to
after resolving a villain step, resolve the bar. Okay, so basically the villain can add charges, and now someone else can add charges as well. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, your turn.
All right, my turn.
Not your turn, but flip your encounter card.
My encounter card, which is this center deck here.
No.
It's already here.
Yeah.
Okay, Hull Breach. Peril. While you are resolving this card, other players cannot help you. When revealed, choose one. Exhaust the Milano. The Milano is already exhausted.
The Milano... No, it is not exhausted.
Spend 2 resources. Deal 3 damage to the first player. Well, can we exhaust the Milano then? I mean, that seems like the best choice, right?
It does, although I was really hoping we could use it to get rid of this bombardment, but we may have to. Because that would bring me to 5. Yeah, we'll have to exhaust it.
How do you see? Oh, hit points you have not. Okay, yeah. Or I can spend the tech resources. I do have that. I would lose my boots that give.
And you lose the salvage that would let you get
Yeah.
them back.
Yeah. I mean, I would prefer to exhaust Milano. I think that's the best
Yep.
way to go about this.
Ironically, if you were the first player, you could exhaust it to get a while to pay for that.
Yep, that's true.
But you're not. All right. So we can discard that.
Okay.
And then pass the first player token and end the round.
Okay. So now I'm first player.
You are now first player.
Okay. I have to know what the hell I'm doing. Okay, so I could. There's a lot of choices here, and I don't know what to do.
So you still don't have any minions to attack, so the into the phrase are not helpful.
The into the phrase are not helpful because it's only for a minion. I can't do it to.
That's right.
Okay, well then that makes it a lot easier to
I
decide.
thought it might.
Okay, well then what I can do is relatively limited, really. I can spend one into the fray to take out the rocket boots.
Yep.
And then there's nothing else I can reload. Is an instant. I can't use that. And salvage is just to pay for things, and I don't have anything to pay for.
So you could use reload after using Rocket's pistol.
Right. That is an option, and I might do that. So it's actually a pretty good option. Now, there are threats on bombardment, and there's threats on the main scheme.
Yes.
So I could thwart bombardment, right?
Mm-hmm.
To try to get rid of that, because that seems really sucky, and I think I want to get rid of that. Or I can attack and use the gun to do 3 damage. Wow, the choices are hard here. Rocket's not really beefy, and I think I'm going to save that gun for another time, and I'm just going to use him to thwart.
Okay, and so which scheme do you want to thwart?
The bombardment scheme.
Okay. So that goes down to 4.
Yep. How high does this main one have to be until we're in trouble?
16.
All right. For right now, I'll do that. And then there's not much else I can do.
Well, so remember, you don't have to exhaust Rocket to use the pistol.
Right. Oh, I can just use the pistol.
Right. You only exhaust things when they tell you to exhaust, or you use the basic numbers on a card.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, I will exhaust the pistol, spend another token, and do 2 damage to the main villain. And that will be the end of that. Wait. I want to no. I don't think I want to flip back to Rocket. So yeah, I'm just gonna stay like that.
So I will point out you do have the option of using the reload to ready the pistol and use it again, but it would cost you energy to do it. So maybe you don't want to, but that is a thing you could do at this point.
That is the thing I could do at this point. I could use the reload, and yeah, I mean, there's no reason not to do that. Thank you for telling me.
Yep.
I will spend spend that and spend the reload. Uh, Untap the pistol, spend the pistol, um, and the pistol is gone. This
So
the
I don't think the pistol is gone. Because
okay,
um,
okay, so it just sits there.
let me.
Oh,
Okay, so the very exciting.
okay. So that makes sense for Rocket's other ability to discard tech. So once the pistol is used up, I could discard the pistol and um, get to draw cards out for it. Okay, that makes sense.
All right. Okay, so there is a keyword uses, where that ends up putting counters on things, and then when those counters are gone, the upgrade goes away. And Rocket's tech here specifically does not have that, so that card still stays into play.
Okay.
All right, so you're done.
I'm done.
So I have to figure out what to do on my turn. And if I can do 7 damage, that would be nice. But I don't think I can. So for momentum, remove 3 threat, 5 if you attack. All right, so this power of aggression, it lets you have 2 power when playing an aggression card, but I don't have any of those out, so that's unfortunate. So I'm going to play Keen Instincts, and I'm going to discard the other Keen Instincts to pay for it. And that will let me generate a wild resource for an attack or thwart event. So we're going to put that up here. Then we're going to exhaust Keen Instincts to get a resource. And we're going to discard Pivotal Movement. No, 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 no. Well, 2 damage or 3 threat. Yeah, we're gonna get the okay. So I am gonna spend that to play for momentum. Thwart, remove 3 threat from a scheme. So we're gonna take it off of the bombardment. I played a thwart card, so we do 1 damage to Drang, which brings him to 6. Then could I have defeated? Probably not. Grr. Oh, I don't know what to do. And then Gamora is going to exhaust to get rid of this bombardment thing, which is a bad thing. All right, that's the right thing to do, isn't it?
I think so. I think that bombardment is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, that was scary. All right, so we have both taken our turn. So now we could discard, and then we draw up to our hand size. So I'm going to get 4 extra cards.
Okay, and I am going to get the same. that is not what I wanted to do. Okay, so now I have 2 salvages. That's a lot of resources.
And not a lot to spend them on.
Yeah.
Right, so you see the hand cannon, it's also restricted.
Mm-hmm.
And it has uses 3 charge counters. And so when it has no more charges on it, the card goes away.
What is overkill?
Overkill is the term for the effect I was telling you about before. So if you have overkill and you do damage to a minion in excess of its health, the excess damage will go on to the villain.
Okay.
Right, so that version of trample.
Okay.
So we have drawn, and now we ready our exhausted cards. So again, do I have any? All right. So now we go to the villain phase. Place threat on the main scheme. So now we're in trouble because this is going to go all the way to 8, which is halfway to completion. We're going to get another one of these on the Badoon ship. And then Drang is going to engage, or to, what's the word they use here?
Hold on.
Activate. What?
Okay. Damn it. I did not use the Milano.
That's because you exhausted it with the encounter card.
Oh, that's true.
It was
I
not
did exhaust it.
It was not available to be used.
Okay. Yeah. Got it.
All right. So, the villain activates starting with Rocket.
Okay.
Do you want Rocket or Groot to defend?
Rocket will defend.
You're going to tap him to defend? He's
Yep.
only going to soak up 1 damage.
What? He's only going to... What do you mean he's only going to soak up?
Rocket has a defense of 1. To defend, you would exhaust him, reduce the damage by your defense rating, and be exhausted the entire next turn. So you won't be able to use him to thwart or attack next turn.
Okay. Or I use Groot to defend and he takes all the damage, correct?
That is correct. Unless somehow this guy gets overkill.
Okay. So I have to pick either Rocket or Groot to defend.
Or to let it go through.
And that do damage to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. So so my booster boots, when you would take any amount of damage from an attack, does that include damage to Groot?
No.
No.
No. You are not Groot. Groot is an ally.
So yeah, I'm gonna so an action exhausts, is that correct?
No. You only exhaust if something says exhaust.
Okay. So thwarting exhaust. Okay.
Using any of your basic abilities, thwart, attack, or defend, off of the card, that does exhaust you.
I am going to let it go through and hope that I don't get a huge amount of damage. And I'm going to exhaust. When it happens, I'm going to use my booster boots to try to reduce the damage.
All right. I think that's the right move.
Okay. So I pull a card. We'll see how right that is. And I flip this card, and it's nothing. Good.
Oh, it has the one. It's in a different place for these.
Oh.
So you take a total of 3. 2 plus the 1 here.
Okay. So then I use my boots.
Yep.
To prevent 1 damage. And then hold on. Didn't I have something? No, I think I got rid of it. Oh yeah, I used it on the pistol. So then I take 2 damage.
Yeah. So
and
you
there's
go.
nothing I can do. It's right on the board there. Yeah. Okay. And that's it for me, correct?
For now. Yep. All right. So now, I'm also in hero form. So he's also going to attack me. I have 8 health. I still think that that's okay. I don't have any responses, so I'm not going to defend. Gonna flip a card for a boost, and I get none. I got lucky.
That's not fair.
No, it's not, but
I demand a recount.
So that brings me down to 6. And I probably could get away with 1 more hit if I need to. So now we're going to get our encounter cards. Starting with you.
Okay, starting with me. So I flip this over. Listen to me. Oh, another scheme. Okay, so it says so I will put this upright. It says hinder 3 little player characters when revealed. When revealed, place 3 little icons here. First player action. Exhaust the Milano to remove 3 threat from this scheme. So what does the hinder 3 mean?
Well, we may have to find out. Let's take
Okay, so I'm going to put it over here while you find out.
Hinder. When a card with the hinder X keyword is revealed, place X threat on that card. So I don't understand how that's all that different from anything else.
It sounds like we can't do something, but...
All right, so while this is in play, when we deal out those encounter cards, we're going to deal out 1 additional encounter card.
Okay. That's why.
And it's going to start with 7.
Ugh. Yeah, this is so much different from Eldritch Horror, where Eldritch Horror is just like you go through, you make plans, and then the card comes at the end, and it just pounds you at the end. This is just this feeling of this rolling wave building up towards you, and it's like, what do you do? What do you focus on? And
yeah. Well, I think that we have to split our focus and try, one of us each turn has to try to thwart to make sure we don't lose, and the other has to, we're close to knocking the first stage out.
Yeah.
All right, so Drang now has a spear. It's a weapon. It attaches to Drang. He gains Stalwart. He cannot be stunned or confused, but that's okay. We're not doing a whole lot of that so far anyways.
Yeah.
We can spend 1 energy and 2 physical, or 1 science and 2 physical energy resources to discard this card. And while it's attached to him, he's going to do +1 attack.
Okay.
All right. Then pass the first player token.
All right. You're first player.
All right. So 6 damage to get him to the next. All right. So I'm going to use the power of aggression, which doubles the number of resources this card generates while paying for aggression cards. I've got me martial prowess, which costs 2, is an aggression card. Exhaust to generate a physical resource for an attack event. Then all right. So then I'm going to play Pivotal Moment, which will let me deal 2 damage to the villain. I'm going to pay it using these things. If there was no threat on the main scheme, I'd do even more. So that's 2 damage, bringing him to 4. And then I remove 1 threat. Then I'm going to play Acrobatic Move, which costs 0 to deal 2 damage to an enemy. We'll bring him to 2. And that was an attack card as well. Is this limited once per turn? Yes. So, do you think you can do 2 damage this turn?
Do I think so? I don't know. Hello?
I'm here.
Okay, you faded out for a second. Okay, so 2. We want to do 2 damage. So I don't know.
It's not your turn yet. I'm asking you
do
a
I think
question.
I could? I can. Do I think I could do 2 damage if needed? Yes.
All right. So I'm going to count on you to do the 2 damage to finish off Drang. I am going to use the Milano, and I am going to reduce the main threat by 3. And then Gamora will exhaust in order to thwart. And we'll do 2 thwart on the oppressive armada. Spread it out a little bit.
What does restricted mean again?
You can only have 2 of them at a time, I think.
Okay.
You cannot control more than 2 restricted cards in play at a given time. But you could, if like one of your empty cards is restricted, so if you put you could like get rid of the empty pistol to put a new one out.
Yeah. And okay. All
right, that's all I got.
So, I think I am going to flip Rocket into his alternate form, into the tech.
Okay.
And as an action, but this does not exhaust, right?
That's correct.
Okay. As an action, he can discard a tech upgrade he controls to draw 2 cards. So he's going to discard the expired pistol,
Yep.
and he's going to draw 2 cards. And then I am going to think for a very long time to figure out what's going on.
Just think out loud. That's all I ask.
Yeah, okay. So we have Genius, which gives me 2 tech resources. That's pretty good. And then we have I Got a Plan, a tactic, hero response. Hero response. What does that mean? Is there anything special that's restricting me to do?
You do it after you
Yeah.
do a specific thing as a hero. So you can't do it in your alter ego.
Okay, yeah. So this is not useful now because I flipped into my alter ego form.
Right.
But that is useful soon. So basically, after you make a basic thwart using your thwart, ready Rocket Raccoon and get +1 thwart while in hero form until the end of the phase. So basically, I can thwart twice with a +1. Correct?
No. But when you thwart, you would.
After you make a basic thwart using your thwart. So I've already made a basic thwart. Ready Rocket Raccoon.
That's okay. Yes, you're right. So you would get another thwart at +1. Yep.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So that is interesting, but not particularly useful. But what I'm going to do, because I have the salvage,
yep.
Except I'm going to waste a resource.
Yep.
There's no way I can do this and use it correctly. Well, that's just annoying. Yeah, I could. Well, I could use Looking for Trouble. I could use Looking for Trouble, just spend that, and a salvage resource. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to use Looking for Trouble. It's useful, but not right now. And we'll use a salvage and a salvage. Now, when I use a salvage, this gets complicated. I can take something out of my deck, correct?
Yeah.
So I'm going to take. It's a tech resource.
A tech upgrade.
A tech upgrade. And at the very bottom is the battery pack. And I will put that on the top here. I will stop. Like that. Okay, so there I've put that on the top. Now, I'm going to put the hand cannon and Rocket's blaster into play.
All right, so the hand cannon starts with 3.
And yeah, they both start with 3.
Nope, that's exhausted because you used it to defend less or to suck up damage.
Okay. So now I am going to exhaust the pistol.
Mm-hmm.
And spend 1 token to do 2 damage.
All right, so you do 2 damage. That defeats Drang. Phase 1. Okay. So we're going to get rid of this card. And we're going to take a look at Drang. Where did I have this? I know I had this somewhere. There we go. All right. So, Drang Phase 2. He's going to come in with 28 hit points. When revealed, if Drang's Spear is in play, give Drang 1 face-down boost card. Otherwise... Mm-hmm. And he also has the force response to charge up when he schemes. So he's going to get a face down boost card to start.
Okay. Now, the hand cannon only works when I attack, so I can't do anything about that. However, I am going to endanger Groot here. I think my understanding of this game is you just can't hold on to allies forever.
Yes, it is. It is specifically built so that you can't hold on to allies forever.
Yeah. So Groot is going to thwart. He takes 1 more damage. He has 1 hit point left. And I don't know. Should I do the oppressive armada or the main threat? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I'll do the oppressive armada.
All right.
And because that's annoying. And that is everything. Oh, wait. And Rocket will exhaust to heal up to his max of 9.
Yep.
Except I'm using the wrong clicker. There we go. There we go. All right. So that's my turn. Not incredibly impressive, but
all right.
it gets done.
So go ahead and draw back up to your hand size. Remember, you've flipped forms.
So I have 6. So I can draw 3.
Oh, I don't like these.
I don't even know what I have. Okay, what do I have here? Oh yeah, the battery pack, that was not a surprise. Rocket launcher enters play with 2 charges counted. Exhaust rocket launcher and remove 1 charge from it. Choose a player and deal 2 damage to the villain and each minion engaged with that player. Oh, that's kind of cool. And I have 2 battery packs. Okay. Yep. That's a lot of battery packs.
All right. I got something which I'm looking forward to, which is a cross counter, an attack, defense, thwart. When you take any amount of damage, prevent 3 of that damage, deal 1 damage to an enemy, remove 1 threat for the scheme, because I think I'm going to be using that any moment now. So let's go ahead and ready our cards.
Okay.
All right.
There should be 1 more damage on Groot. That's not a damage.
That is not a damage.
There we go.
All right. So I am the first player. Drang is going to attack me for a lot. I still have no allies. So Gamora is going to exhaust in order to defend.
Okay.
So Drang attacks. He starts at a 3 because he's leveled up. +1 for the spear. Draws a boost card, and he gets a boost card from earlier. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6 damage.
Ouch.
So Gamora's defense blocks 2 of it. But she's also going to play cross counter. And we're going to use the helicarrier to pay for it. So when you take any amount of damage, prevent 3 of that damage. So what did I say I was at? I was at 3, 4, 5, 6. +2 for the defense. So I only take 1?
I guess. That's pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Let me know if my math is wrong.
It seems okay, yeah.
All right. So then, not only do I prevent 3 of that damage, I deal a damage to an enemy. So he's back at 27 now. Is that right? 14 times 2 is 28 minus 1. And remove 1 threat from a scheme. We're going to remove it from this. But you know what we didn't do? We didn't add 4 threat to this.
Okay.
Or put a charge token on that.
Wait a minute. When it has 4.
Yep, so we're 1 away.
Oh, boy.
All right. So that was his activation against Gamora.
All right. So I draw now 2 cards, correct?
Nope. No. So he's activating against you.
Yes.
Do you want to defend?
I'm in alternate.
Oh, all right. So you don't defend. He's going to scheme.
Yep.
All right. So his base scheme is a 2. And then you're going to draw an encounter deck for a boost.
Okay. I draw an encounter deck for a boost. Let's see. 1. So that's a 4. No, that's
3.
Yeah, that's a 4. His base scheme is a 3, you said.
No, his base scheme
2.
is a 2. His attack is a 3.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, then that's a 3.
So that brings the main threat to 11. Now, after Drang schemes, resolve the Badoon ship's charge up ability. So we're going to get another one of these tokens.
Damn it.
If they're... Oh, interesting. Oh, okay. So
it was a mistake to stay in this mode, apparently.
Well,
I'm sorry. I screwed up.
It's okay. We're going to survive it. Yeah. So if there are 4 or more barrage counters here, deal 2 indirect damage to each player and remove all barrage counters from barrage counters from there. So now, indirect damage. Let's just make sure we have this right on page 9 of our rules. Indirect damage dealt to a player or group of players must be split among all characters that the specified players controls. While assigning the indirect damage, a character cannot be assigned more indirect damage than would cause it to be defeated. So, allies could take it. Individual characters could take it. I'd rather not take it.
2 indirect damage to all of us?
So we spread it out.
Okay, so it's just 2 damage amongst
any characters.
Amongst Groot, Rocket, and Gamora.
Right.
All right. I will take the 2 damage.
Takes
me down to 7.
I appreciate that. So that's unpleasant, but not the worst thing. All right, so we resolved that. So that was his scheme. So now we deal out encounter cards, but because of the impressive armada, I get an extra 1.
Okay.
So my first one, please be kind. Crisis on Half-World. Give to Rocket Racoon player.
You suck. It was kind.
it was kind to me.
You may flip to your alter ego. Choose. Exhaust your alter ego. Remove Crisis on Half-World from game. Okay. So
that's one option.
Discard the highest cost upgrade you control. If no upgrade was discarded this way, the card gains surge. Discard this obligation. What the hell does that mean?
So surge just means that if a card doesn't have an effect, you draw a new card to replace it.
Okay.
So,
So the options are draw a new card, discard the highest.
No, that's not actually an option because you have a highest upgrade to you control.
I have the hand cannon.
Yeah, so you could discard the hand cannon or exhaust rocket.
I'll discard the hand cannon.
All right. That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
but
I would have liked to use that,
yeah.
But that is what it is.
So my second card is a Badoon Engineer. So he is engaged with Gamora. After Badoon Engineer engages you or activates against you, resolve the Badoon ship's charge up ability. I was wondering when we were going to get a minion into play. So we'll drop the first of 4 onto here. All right. So that was my 2 cards, one of which unfortunately hit you.
Okay. So I only have 1 card. Should I have another?
Nope. Because it just deals out 1 extra. So we dealt out 1 per player, and then the third one comes back to me. When we get another one of those symbols, we'll both be getting 2, and so on. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, speaking of spatial positioning, first player's actions. What does this do?
So that's another unique thing to this campaign, and it's Amplify. The Amplify icon increases the number of boost icons on boost cards. So every time Drang activates, he will do 1 more damage or 1 more threat.
Good Lord, this is annoying.
All right. We just have to do 27 damage.
Yeah, I know.
That's all we have to do. You're up. Your turn.
Okay, I'm up. All right. So, I'm going to flip to my attack form.
Before you do, what's your action there? Oh, okay.
Yeah, discard attack. I don't have anything I want to discard right now.
No, you don't.
Okay. So I flip to my action form. Well, let's just leave you here for a second and see what the hell we're going to do. Okay. So I'm going to play that, and I'm going to play that, and I am going to. So I am going to play salvage.
Mm-hmm.
And when that happens, I get to take 1 from my discard and put it back in. I'll put the hand cannon back up here. Hopefully I can use that again.
So what are you using salvage to pay for? Because it's a response.
I'm using salvage to pay for the rocket launcher.
Good man.
Okay, so I'm putting the rocket launcher out. I'm also going to use Genius, which is going to give me 1 extra, and then I'm going to use that 1 extra on I've Got a Plan.
So unfortunately, you can't split energy around that way.
Oh.
Because you play each card individually, paying the cost. The energy generated does not linger.
Oh. Well, that's annoying.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to so I'm going to use my battery pack to pay for that. I didn't know I couldn't do that. And why am I flipping that?
I don't know.
Okay, so I'm going to use my battery pack. That puts the rocket launcher into play. I am not going to use anything else quite yet. The rocket launcher comes into play. So now I'm flipping over into my attack form. Yeah.
I love that you think Rocket has an attack form.
Isn't this his attack form? I mean, this is the form he attacks in, so that is his attack form. Okay. So, I am going to use Rocket to thwart.
Yep.
And I am going to use Rocket to thwart the main threat.
Yep.
Okay. Then I'm going to use my second battery pack. Really want to get these into play, but just I can't. To play I've Got a Plan.
Yep.
I've Got a Plan allows me to ready Rocket and increase his thwart by 1.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to ready Rocket, and then he's going to thwart again. And I'm going to use that to get rid of Obsessive Armada, which is giving us an extra card each round.
I'm good with that.
Okay. Then I am going to murder Groot.
Groot is going to bravely overextend himself.
Yeah. He will surround us in the trees. And I am going to overextend Groot to... I mean, his attack is better than his thwart. I don't think we need anything to thwart right now, do we?
I mean, I'll hopefully be doing a little.
Yeah. So I'm going to use Groot to attack the main villain and do 2 damage.
All right.
Okay. Then I am going to use Rocket's pistol to shoot the villain again.
All right.
For 2 damage. Then I am going to use the rocket launcher to do 2 damage to the engineer engaged with you.
All right.
And that will kill him.
So you're going to choose me. You can deal 2 damage to the villain and each minion engaged.
Yeah. So that it doesn't kill him.
It doesn't kill him, but that's just a fine thing to do. So we're going to put 2 damage on him. And then we're going to put another 2 on Drang. So that's a good amount of damage you did.
Could I have engaged? Oh, well, that wouldn't have worked. Could I have had Groot attack him?
Yeah, I think. But it's better.
Okay. Whatever.
Yeah.
I did what I did. And so that's using everything I got. And now I'm done.
All right. Not bad. Unfortunately, I am exhausted.
Oh, wait. No, I'm the head player, right?
Yep.
And the Milano, exhausting the Milano can do something, right?
Yes. It can remove three threat from the main scheme. Or the side scheme here.
Okay. Are you going to need that resource from the Milano?
I have almost nothing that I can do this turn.
So I'm going to exhaust Milano and remove 3 threat from the main scheme. All right. To get that down into a less scary 6.
Yes.
It can also do something it removes 2 tokens from the barrage, is that correct?
No.
What does it do?
That's all it does. Oh, what does?
I could exhaust the Milano to remove some of these charged tokens from this ship here.
No, you can use it to remove 3 threat from these schemes.
Okay. I thought there was something we could do about this ship bombarding us, but no?
Nope.
Okay. Well, that's annoying.
All right. So I am a little limited in what I can do because I had to exhaust to defend myself. So I'm going to put in Gamora's sword using 2 from strength and 1 from conditioning room. And that is literally all I can do.
Okay.
So the other thing I'm going to do, and I hope you'll forgive me for, oh God. I might have to go into my alter ego form.
Okay.
Because I'm going to take a lot of damage. I could easily die if I don't.
Okay.
It's going to put a lot of threat out there, but I don't know what else to do.
Okay.
But I can use my action to look at the top card of your deck. Which doesn't matter because it's going to fill up my hand anyways.
Look at the top card of my deck? I know what's the top
my
card.
My deck.
Oh, okay.
All right, so that's all I'm going to do. So that ends my turn. So we're going to draw up to our hand size.
Okay. All right, what do I have here?
And then we're
Hand
going
cannon, I know that. Resentless assault.
All right. All right. You ready?
Yeah, I got nothing. Okay. So I'm the lead character.
You're the lead character.
So this means the villain attacks me.
Oh,
Well, first
hold
I
on.
have to
First off,
untap
everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the lead character. So I'm getting attacked.
Do you want to
He
defend?
Does 3 damage. Yeah. I want to defend. That means I'm exhausted, which means I can't thwart next round. That's annoying, but whatever. I want to defend, and that's all I can do right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I pull a card.
Yep.
And I flip. Okay, it's got no
boost symbols.
It's got no boost symbol, so it just does 3 damage.
It does 4 because of the spear.
4 damage before it was a spear.
Oh wait, right. So it does 4. You defend for 1, bringing it to 3.
Then I use my boots.
Yep.
That brings it to 2.
All right.
Okay. And that's the end of that.
All right. Now, so how does this work again? Because we haven't had a minion yet. So we start with the villain. I'm in alter ego form, so he's going to scheme. His scheme is a 2. I draw a boost. No boost. So it only schemes for... All right. Before any of this happens, we put 4 on this. And 1 on this, because that's a very hard thing to remember. So now he schemes for 2. And then the minion activates. He schemes for 2 as well. And puts another one of these on.
Okay.
All right. And then we get... Nope.
So I draw.
So hold on. The spatial positioning, you take 1 more damage. And he does
Even
1
though there
more
were no
fame.
boost card on the cards, correct?
Yes. It's as if
Okay.
every boost card has at least an extra symbol.
Okay.
All right. Now we get encounter cards. Luckily, we're only getting 2. So well done. And you resolve yours first.
Okay, let's see what this says.
Ooh.
Gang up. When revealed alter ego, when revealed hero, the villain and each minion engage and attack you.
Engaged with you attacks you.
So the villain attacks me.
Yep. The villain attacks you.
I'm dead.
Yeah. So draw a boost card.
Draw a boost. It doesn't matter, but okay.
Maybe it says never mind. Nope.
Nope.
And just like that, we lose.
Wow.
Oh, man. Man, oh man, what a brutal game. I thought we had a shot, and then something as simple as a gang up.
Yeah, well, I just got. Yeah, I mean, we were doing okay, but Jesus. All right.
This was a tough one. I as I was setting up, I was like, this is going to be tough. And you know what? It was. But I think this game, I mean, how much fun would it be if it was easy?
No, it wouldn't be fun if it was easy at all.
But maybe we should play an easy one just to test that.
Yeah. Couldn't hurt.
Oh, wow. So what did you think of your first different game? We played with Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, and we ended up playing it a couple times because of technical reasons.
I enjoyed this. Rocket's kind of fun with all the gadgets. It's enjoyable. I kind of like him as a character. I would definitely play with him again. So yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Obviously, we got pounded in this one. This is a tough villain.
It is a tough villain. But you know what? These two characters, we did a fair amount. We did a fair amount of damage. We did a good amount of thwart for a while, and if we didn't get 2 or 3 side schemes, we would have done a lot better on the thwart.
Is it normal to get that many side schemes that quickly?
I don't think so. I mean, it's a deck of actually our deck was almost out.
Okay.
So I don't know, and some scenarios have more schemes than others in them.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah.
Oh. If I have a complaint with this game, it's that I'm going to say this wrong because I'm having problems with my words. Those ignominious defeats, the embarrassing defeats, they do seem to come out of nowhere. Because you were at 6
Yeah, no, well,
Seven, you thought you could take it, and then that second one came and just wham, nope.
Yep.
Part of the problem is I didn't have any allies out either.
Yeah.
I don't know if I even drew one, so I do have Hulk here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, right. The next thing, my next draw was an ally. Yeah. Yeah. The allies are really important, and burning through those guys is important because.
Yeah, the Hulk was my first ally that I drew. So I had Nebula coming up in a little while. Is that the only other ally in here? Yeah, she only has two.
Well, okay, that's the problem.
But Groot did well by you.
Yeah, Groot did well. Was I almost out of my deck? It looks like I'm.
Could have been. I don't know. You were going through cards pretty.
Yeah. No, I grabbed it wrong.
Well, we'll get them next time. Oh, man, this game.
I don't know. This is less depressing than Eldritch Horror for me. This is that. I mean, yes, you go through and it's this desperate fight against the tide, and either you squeak it out or you get just pounded, and you can sort of interpret it. You're the prelude to the next hero that's coming in. You're there so that the next hero sets it up. But that was yeah. I mean that was brutal, but
it is. It's funny though because we've been winning at Eldritch Horror.
Yeah.
But this is all the losses in this game are less hurtful to the soul or something.
Yeah. This one is just okay. We got pounded.
We got pounded. Yeah. We'll do it again next time.
Yeah.
Earth is destroyed. Oh well.
Yeah.
I want to thank you so much for playing with me. I want to thank the folks in Twitch land for watching along. Everyone who's checking this out on YouTube, thank you as well. I do enjoy this game. We'd be happy to play more of it. Love to hear if there are any villains or hero combos you think that we should try out on this game. Because I could always use a good suggestion that way. We will be back, I hope, next week with another game of Eldritch Horror against one of the unpronounceable ones. So we'll find out about that when we're forced to say it on the air then. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining us and for watching us lose. Have a good night, everyone. Good night, Eric.
Night.